Putang ina mo naman. Drop frame na naman. Lag na naman. Opera sounds.
About Demon Kite, apparently. Oh, there you
Of
go.
course, Vexana, we forgot about it. An instant carry.
Wow, that was
Instant
fast.
carry for Onic, which is great in combination with the
Ano
Matilda. They can
maglag?
actually go for Barretts. Okay, there it is.
Good call, Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Locked in here. So,
Yeah.
what is the answer for RSG?
Maybe something along the lines of Arlet. But maybe they should be looking for their gold laner, which is typically the Claude is the answer to this kind of composition against Onic. Should be a pretty standard pickup coming up from RC. A very safe hero to go for that. Another option is the Arlet that we're talking about, right? But sometimes it is better to get the big time gold laners, especially because you have Kusei. Very good with the hero. In fact, during his debut in MPL Season 7, one of the best Cloud players out there. But they pick up X-Borg, the flavor of the week.
It seems to be.
Is it the week? I
Yep.
feel like it's been like. I feel like it will carry on into the weeks
Okay.
ahead of us.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
Um,
I agree.
It's just, and I don't know, maybe this was some inspiration from, Flap, like
Yeah,
from
for
what people
sure.
have seen from the
For
offseason,
sure.
Yeah,
right? Just in general.
I think this is one of those picks that you love to take up, so you don't need to reserve a ban slot usually for CC. But here's the thing, CC's already banned out, so there's a lot of heroes that the X-Borg will definitely beat out in the dueling
Yeah.
in the lane.
Yeah, ayoko na
Okay,
mag-ban.
so you ban. You probably ban some of the mid laners now if you're RSG, Lilia or Valentina. It's great. But it's the GORD.
It's the big G.
You just can't underestimate him, Wolf.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate the underestimating.
He's taking it personally.
Okay,
Really?
welcome back to FLPH, Naisu.
I was kind of worried leading into this before day one started. I was like, guys,
King Kong,
I'm okay
nakikek.
if Ford isn't better.
Kikek.
Everyone's on
connection.
Vexana,
You know,
Nana,
yeah.
yeah.
But I'm happy to see where he currently still is, as you were saying, Wolf.
Yeah, the
Kikek.
GORD
I
is
love
perfect
it.
against the. Well, it's not really perfect, but yeah, because you're here, I'm gonna say it's perfect
Thank you.
versus the X-Borg.
Yep.
He gave me the side eye, by the way, guys.
He's gonna prove it to you later.
And then Onic now smartly banning the Cloud. This is why I felt like, okay, yeah, sure, X-Borg is great, but now you lose your big ticket gold laner for Kusei. Understandable that they pick up the X-Borg, but now that's the trade-off, right? You get your Cloud banned out, and then maybe your eventual Brody or Bruno bans from Onic, and then all of a sudden you
Please.
don't have the best gold laner now.
Lag,
So
please.
RSG gonna be looking to ban the mid laners. Maybe a Valentina ban. And then the Nana actually is a hero that you pick up against Vex.
That's pretty good, pretty good.
Okay, happens
Lilia.
to be the
Lilia.
Lilia.
Yeah, they're basically forcing you to go Nana at this point. Or is there like a world where we can see like a pause for Matilda? Matilda maybe go for something else as a
Nah,
role?
I don't think so. Matilda is just great with the favor plus the flask.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't go back, can we?
Can't.
Flask is crazy. Not only that, but just the fact that they locked in this carry early on as well, they want to be able to play around that, right?
Don't
Get that,
flag, please.
the guiding winds off to help that out. And it works well even with the Barretts. So,
Yeah.
again, and I guess, too, with the trend of, is it hybrid or is it just tank carry build? Like, what do you call it?
I call it the fighter build actually.
Fighter build.
That's right.
Because it
I
does
did-
use the fighter
It's
emblem.
literally the fighter emblem.
That's right. I just watched your video, Wolf, by the way.
Oh, you did?
Explaining, yep, explaining
Oh,
that
man.
that carry build because a lot lot of people are seeing it probably in the rank games as
Yeah.
well. So
Thank you.
the answer
Thank
is the
you.
Bruno.
Bruno.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I liked it as well.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
So the present Bruno, you look for dive now for Onic.
How's the Ruby
Someone-
looking?
Ruby is great, but then you already have the Matilda, so you have a lot of beefiness. You need dive here for Onic.
Dive.
Something along the lines of a Yuzhong, maybe a Lapu, a Paquito. And
This
then
is kind of divey.
Kinda divey,
It's
yeah.
definitely divey.
Dive first with your fists, right?
Close and personal.
And the Faramis. Ooh.
This is an interesting lineup.
Sustain
Onic.
lineup.
This lineup looks like it's focusing on making sure the carry survives and that the
Yeah.
Paquito can do Paquito things.
Yep. You need vision now for RSG. Actually, Grok doesn't. Grok sounds good for RSG. So light special, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can play that well. Great protect, and yeah, you get a lot of vision with that hero.
Ooh, that's a tough spot to put your roam on.
Yeah.
Not only that, but learning what we did from the previous series, if he is going to lock in the Grok, he should try not to die in the first 5 minutes.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Lesson
quoting,
learned.
I'm quoting Wolf, 2024, Season 13.
Not just for TNC, for all of us.
Oh, well, we did.
Okay, what?
We're-
Did we just get
Did we just get juked out here?
juked?
We got juked out.
We
a
got
little bit.
outplayed.
Just a little bit.
We got outplayed.
Wow. Right there.
Okay,
maybe Minotaur.
Ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, watching at home, it is a Minotaur.
There's
Is it a
Minotaur.
Minotaur?
Yeah, I mean, I'm turning
Oh,
around.
wow, okay.
All right. All right.
Well, we got outplayed, we got juked. Well, Minotaur. Okay, what's great about a Minotaur is that you have staying power, you have vision, like the Grok, right? But then you have sustain. I think that there's something that's underrated about the Minotaur that maybe people don't realize as much is that it's a great hero to pick up the flask with too because of the
Yeah.
heal.
Agree.
Fight the flask for flask here.
Yes, sir.
So as we are waiting here to jump into the game, it's the superstar match of the week. So all you guys
Superstar?
watching online, anywhere around the world, wherever you're watching,
Yeah.
we're happy to have you here to
Superstar.
witness this great battle.
And of course, as our way of saying thanks, watch out for the code that you can redeem in your mobile MLEB app for hero skins and tournament chests right there on the bottom of your screens. Watch out for that.
And with that, we're jumping into the land of Dawn here. Match number 2, day 3 of week 1. Onic Philippines versus RSG Philippines. Getting a good look here. Both junglers getting set up once again. Rotations here are going to be crucial for them, how they want to set the pace of this beginning of the game. Escalera very deep with information here for Onic Philippines.
Maybe the right thing to do actually, because you need to know where their opponents will be playing at, and you're gonna be playing like this is essentially a double support setup, right, for Onic, especially with Super Fritz on the Faramis. You can also build up damage, but at the same time you play it like a support, so
King
you can
Kong.
clear out the waves easily
Gumamit
with
ng
this
dinosaur.
set of heroes from Onic.
Yeah, they're playing around so much
Dinosaur
with
na King Kong.
the damage right now, and King Kong keeping pace.
Yep.
Super
GG
Fans
na,
can never
GG.
forget there was a season that he played almost just Faramis, so
Yep.
you know mastery is there.
For sure. Never forget how good he is. And look at the aggression coming out from Onic. Already King Kong is taking over the Crammer that should be belonging for RSG. And I always say, like, whenever those trades happen, it's always great for the invader because you,
Delay?
not only do you get EXP, you take away EXP from your opponent. So you can see that King Kong is actually leading against Demon Kite.
He's
Great
bowling him.
plays from Onic.
Oh yeah, look at that right now. Some good utility being
Whoa.
forced off by Onic. And Onic were also able to force a flicker out of RTZ
RTZ.
earlier, so it's pretty big.
And not only that, but they got the retribution out from Demon Kite here. But if they kind of stall this out, they might still be able to contest this turtle.
Yeah, 20
Kite's there,
seconds.
though.
They got 15 seconds here, so all that crucial timing on the retribution. King Kong already used Daytona's welcome though, charging up very, very hard. But of course,
Wow.
with a blazing, humongous explosion here, RSG are going to be on the back foot of this one. There goes Super Friends with a nice pullback. Escalera following it up with some good damage. The Soul Bloom. No casualties yet, but Escalera uses the flicker, gets the first blood on the net.
Oh, the aggression coming out from Onic. And by the way, that fight
Dali,
looked
kinakaw
really
yung
dicey
first
for
blood.
Onic. They did get the turtle because they don't have the retribution on Demon Kite, but Super Fritz's timing on the ultimate with the Purify as well, that was massive. that allowed them to kind of survive the last insanity coming out.
Oh, Kelra, of course.
What a
Just
move.
doing Kelra things. This guy, this is the exact reason Onic
The
picked
good.
him up, man. Superstar power
The
winning
good
out of
stranded.
1v1s.
So again, the components are here for this
Shoutout po, shoutout
Season
Jovan
13
Bendoy.
super
Sorry
team.
sa mga manonood.
And we're seeing some decisions right now that are proving that point, but they still have a lot of work to
Malapit
do
sila
here
itong palitan.
Yep.
against RSG. But look at the pressure
Ting hapon na lang,
outside Light.
naglalang.
Under that turret,
Putang
should
ina
be
niya.
fine. Heals up as well, has the
Tigil niyo
roar.
ako.
So right now, RSG's going to hold on. But look at this lead that Onic Philippines has already garnered themselves. Nearly 2K at the 3.5-minute mark. And they are just moving around so well as a unit together.
And not only that, you can see that Carry is leading by 800 gold over his matchup, the Bruno. That is not going to be a good thing for RSG. Knowing that Kusei needs to be activated as soon as possible, the fact that Kelra is already up by a full boots as well as the first item, which is the Corrosion Scythe, it's difficult now for RSG to actually team fight in the second turtle, which happens to be near the gold lane area.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But right now, obviously, Onic are playing around the fact that
Makagat
there are
na
basically no
naman.
threats on RSG if the X-Borg is not around. So Nats, as long as they have vision of Nats, Onic can basically do whatever they want on the map right now.
Yep. And with that, next turtle, the game's going to be out here. Onic Philippines getting a position, but RSG with the response wants to go ahead and contest this. It's going to be a full-on forced fight here.
Very forced up on with Escalera as well. Nice catch from Super Prince on the Nether Realm, but of course, they just have the turtle buff here to maybe help them out with this fight here. Light pretty low, and Nats has to use the last insanity in the very off angle, absorbing some damage as well from Escalera. RSG overall just not ready to fight at all.
Damage output coming out from Onyx overwhelming, and this is because of their early aggression. RSG really did not, weren't prepared about this initial initiations coming out from Onyx, going for the invades. And the thing for RSG is that despite them drafting a great composition around this Bruno Minotaur, they're not using it. We haven't seen any good plays from Light. This is Minotaur is too passive for someone like Light.
That is true. Right now, Light is again being used, forced to use all his utils just to basically just survive here right now.
Yeah, not only that too, but earlier, just a little bit ago, Super Friends picked up the Necklace of Durance to help with some of that sustainability that's supposed to come out from this Minotaur here. Gem, though.
Oh, Gem, this might be the chance for RSG to get a point here, and they do.
Okay, so they grab that. It's a flask also picked up by Escalera. So you're kind of at this fight against who has that sustainability, who's able to counter that. And Kelra,
Oh!
wow, look at the damage.
Look at that. How can you sustain against this one? Even with the Minotaur right now, just no way that Kusei is surviving against that, even forcing a flicker out of the Minotaur.
Oh man, I'm really liking this Faramis pickup coming out from Onic. It looks like it's very like straightforward, but there's a lot of like good stuff that can come out of it. First, you have the Purify so that you can actually jump into the backlines and
Piruto na si Kusei.
complete your snag no matter what happens.
Kaya
No
walang-
matter
walang
no matter
patay.
how hard RSG wants to cancel that. And then you have the supplement of the Matilda with the Faramis Matilda comp for Onic. And the fighter build from Kelra, it means that it's actually difficult for RSG to output the damage enough to take down the members of Onic. It's not like RSG is lacking damage, it's just that the sustain from Onic is underratedly good.
Yeah,
That is true.
underratedly good. You know, it's and not only that, but I just feel like RSG needs a lot more time here, like a lot, to be able to go against this sustainability that Onic Philippines lineup has. Not to mention how they're going to battle this third turtle out here. It looks like they want to go ahead and take it, though. King Kong in a position, though.
Last Insanity just to secure that Demon Kite. RSG gonna go over with the turtle because of that, but of course paying for it with Light. And maybe a push on the mid.
Well, it's gonna be that's actually surprising that Demon Kite landed that. Great place. And that's what you do. Skill 1 plus the Retribution. That's how you use the Fredrin nowadays. And now Light finally has something to kind of
Shout out to my
sustain
4
himself with
million
that
viewers.
dominant size.
Oh yeah.
Finally. And we'll need more for sure. Maybe a flask afterwards. But for RSG, it's a waiting game now. They definitely lost control at the early stages of the game. We'll have to wait for latter portions.
Yeah, and RSG trying to maybe capitalize on the small amount momentum that they got off of that turtle. They're trying to see if they can start some battles, but Onic, they're not fighting.
Yep, good item pickups here though for RSG. Got a couple, especially in the hands of Kosei, right? He's got the Berserker's Fury, he's already got the claws, he's going to be working on his next. He's the one that needs the most time here, right? This is a lot of times when you pick up a Bruno, it's because your power spike's pretty great after the first two items. But right now, given the situation, given the amount of sustain that Onic Philippines has, you just need way more time here, right? So RSG is going to find themselves in this kind of a backs against the wall position for at least a few more minutes.
And
right?
I love the way Escalator's playing right now. Basically baiting him out here. King Kong, Daytona's welcome straight into the fight. Kellera doing massive amount of damage. Even against a turtle guard here. Nats might be forced to use Last Insanity to clear the minion waves later on. But Escalera finally getting some punish on his side. Look at that. Demon Kite, got displaced rather, by this missile expert. And they might just be able to defend this, just barely.
Oh, just barely. But that's good news for RSG. I think that the longer that they maintain this mid lane turret, the longer that they have the power spike. And by the way, another Lord fight. This is the first Lord fight. However, Light as well as Kusei are in the opposite end of the continent.
They're not even a part of this.
No, at all.
Maybe that's the right decision though. Given how much they're struggling. I mean, looking at all the skirmishes and team fights we've seen so far, RSG has not had a good chance in a lot of them, right? So you might as well, if they say, you know what, give up this Lord, let them take it, try to find something if we can. I don't even know if they don't even get the tier 1 top side.
Yeah.
So you're really wondering, was this worth it for RSG to go ahead and give that up? Because now they've got to deal with this first Lord push.
Fortunately for RSG, that's a big objective that they lost.
The gold difference here.
Gold difference from gold laners as well. It's a full item that Killer is ahead of.
Yeah, literally a full item. So we're talking about how fast scaling right now is Kusei. Man, the moment you got your two items, Keller already had 3. So yeah, in terms of scaling, definitely Onic. They know they're ahead by a long margin.
With that, we'll see if RSG can hold it together here. They're trying to keep the Lord at least at bay for the longest they can. They are going to make quick work of it, but they're going to get sandwiched in here unless Onic Philippines decides not to commit.
Oh, look at them.
It looks like they don't. So right now, at least they buy a little more time. They did take some damage as well on the tier 3 towards the base here on the bottom side. Gem was trying to put some pressure there. So they work around it, but another big item pickup from Kelra with a Malefic Roar here, now making him even more of a threat as Onic Philippines has garnered 7,000 gold on top of the Raiders here for RSG.
It's so funny because you know the way that RSG are playing so safe because number 1, Super Friends is so aggressive.
Yeah.
Number 2, Escalera is just trying to catch someone.
Yeah.
Non-stop, all game long.
Oh. Now this means that RSG, they're on a cleanup duty now, and this is what you do when you're down by 7,000 gold and your enemy just got the first Lord against you. Just clear the way. Just relax. There's nothing that you can possibly do to trump that 7,000 gold lead at 11 minutes. Even when you say that you can outplay a team, just one spell, you're already going to be taken out. It's smarter for RSG to just defend. And this is the part where it's just a patience game now.
Yeah, the hard part about it is like your literal tank in a fight, or even Demon Kite. Hell, even Nats. Like, you're going to get shredded down by Kelra, you know, for the most part. So it's like, where do you find that opportunity for your RSG to actually turn the tide of this game? You know, even if time kind of goes on from here, yes, at some point you get a little more durable, you get a little more tanky, but the way Onic Philippines has been playing, a lot of times you're going to expect them to look for a force situation if they can before RSG even gets to that point. Right now, 20 seconds away from this Lord.
You know what? It's actually we haven't seen the sample size of how many carries have reached maximum attack speed right now because the cap has been adjusted a little bit, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So we're gonna see for sure Light or Demon Kite evaporate depending on the itemization that Calra's on already.
Yep. And that means that you, even in the maybe 15-minute mark, Onic are pretty strong. Oh no,
Look at
Nats.
Oh no,
Wow.
Nats. He's running out of HP right there with just a few hits from Kelra.
Oh,
We'll
light.
see something. This is going to be a big trigger pull here. Coming in from RSG, trying to get as much damage as they can onto King Kong. But Light is the one to fall. Who will get the Lord, though? And that's going to be a double. Demon Kite still gets that Lord. Paying for it with his life, but RSG must be very happy. Although they're losing members really, really quickly right now.
Jose flickers out, but it's a wipeout. Onic Philippines. They don't care about the Lord here. They won the fight.
That was so fast. The graphics just showed Gem when they were wiped out already. That's how quick
Exactly.
Onic did that play.
Is this endable? They have Nats, and there's a flicker play as well.
80,000.
They can still defend this, I think.
Oh,
Oh no.
Bro, look.
Never mind.
No way.
Never
Look
mind.
at
no.
Never mind.
They shredded it like it was nothing.
Mon,
A lot of people have been
super team.
commenting
Wala ba yan?
on my commentary, as
May
well as
super
the
team?
other players' commentary, and how good Kelra is. Whenever he's being picked from my podcast as one of the gold laners, people were gonna be commenting like, "Why are you saying Kelra? Kelra is not that good." Well, that is why. That game is why.
Y'all got
See-
shown up.
I will say this. I think Kelra's a great player too. Very gifted. But my kind of variable there is he needs to be able to be in a position or in an environment where he gets to shine like this.
Yeah.
Now, the
I agree.
difference
I
there,
agree.
the difference and why I think he's suggested so much, because I know a lot of international viewers also wonder why we mentioned Kelra so much, is because he has the capacity to make his own plays, like he did earlier in the gold lane, that actually give him an edge. And a lot of these gold laners that shine, whatever region or league they're in, have that ability to do that. But
Yeah.
this here really allowed Kelra to shine.
For the longest time, the question on everyone's mind is, who are the players, who are the people that you can pair up with Kelra who can actually keep up,
That's
right? That's always been the biggest question whenever
Yeah.
we're talking about Kelra.
There's still a question mark for right now for Escalera, but I think that after the plays that he did today,
Yeah.
some of those questions will be blurred out.
Yeah.
And additionally, I think that overall, what I really want to comment here
Nako.
for Onic is their draft. I think
Ibani
the
ka,
fairness is the
dumali
answer.
na naman.
double
The
support.
export, the double support
Bumibisita lang para,
is
para magpa-notice.
as
Na-notice
the
na kita, bani
stickers
ka.
that you soon will see.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful ML.
Oh, yes.
Love ka na naman sa mukha
I'm going to have
ko.
to give me some of those stickers, man.
Of course, of course.
I'm ready.
It's been, like, I
Yan.
know...
Mag-chat ka
even
nga,
last
bani ka, para medyo
we
ganaan
had
ako
this kind of,
magsalita dito.
certain lineup, right, where it was double
Kahit
support.
masasakit sabihin mo, okay lang.
And it did bring a certain factor to the games, right, where it's like, okay, it's either extended team fights or you throw in the Faramis there, and then
Very strong, but that didn't stop him, or that did just that helped him actually to eventually carry the game in the latter portions, the second Lord fight, where he was able to position himself properly and just destroy RSG's formation. I can see Onic try to really just go for Nats every time that he appears in the match, and Demon Kite landing the great retributions, by the way, from this turtle number 3, and then eventually the first Lord, but it wasn't enough in the end. And King Kong is super duper aggressive because he's got to help the Matilda. Now we're going to see the last Lord fight, and watch out for Kelra's positioning onto the back lines, already able to take out the members of RSG, then had the flicker to go in. And then now that he knows that there's no Nats, there's no light, he can actually go. And then he takes out the members, the frontline members. And then look at that connection between Escalera and Kelra. The dash in from Kelra to the left side, catching Kusei. And then Gem gets a double kill afterwards. And look at Kelra. I think that he will be, he's just activated the ultimate. Nothing special, but yeah, he knows that he is the condition for them to take out the base so easily with the ult.
yeah, just again, he was set up for success here, and he
Yes.
made his own plays as well, and that's what made him so strong, especially this game as it unfolded. And this is why teams love to take the carry or ban it out, because that threat potential from that hero alone, if you get this kind of snowball effect, is quite deadly here. And again, commends to King Kong in the jungle, able to hold down a lot of that early game,
Yeah.
right? Even the early game pressure that he put on Demon Kite with the rest of the team, that kind of stalled things out from even that first objective take from RSG.
Yeah, I think overall, if you think about like how quickly the pace that Onic plays, you'll be surprised by how how Gem is also keeping up with Escalera keeping up, because those are the big questions have been put on first saw the Onic lineup, right?
Yeah.
Like, can these guys actually keep up with like superstars like Kelra, who's proven
right.
himself over and over again, with King Kong, who has a star of the season? Man, I was surprised with how well Gem was playing here. Well, Super Friends is already a given for me, because you know what? Super Friends for the longest time has been super underrated in my radar. So Super Friends played a very aggressive Faramis, where it's supposed to be a support, but his burst is very surprising as well.
Yeah, it kind of catches you off guard.
Catches you off guard, yeah.
Exactly. I'm just really amazed in how fast we adapt to the meta, because we're talking about the flavor of the week already, right? For starting with day number 1, where X-Borg suddenly rises to the meta. We saw in the previous series that it's really good, and then we're talking about like answers already to it. Like Vexana should be an answer. Like the Gorge should be an answer. Didn't work, and now with Gorge being banned out, what else is there? Poof, we have a Faramis, which is great. A very, very smart take coming out from side of Onic.
Speaking of smart, Wolf, we want to go ahead and give a huge shout out to our official sponsor, Smart.
Yeah, be part of the digital transformation in the world of connectivity. Say hello to convenience, flexibility, is that it? And local connectivity with the Smart prepaid eSIM.
And now available for digital delivery through the Smart online store for only 99 pesos.
Flexibility. I don't know why when you said connectivity, I did a karate chop, but let's not worry about that right now.
Disconnectivity.
Yep, disconnect. But here's the thing. We have to talk about the fact that this match, at least for game number 1, could it have gone different if RSG just didn't have that early game like struggle? Like, is that what you feel like, Wolf?
Yes, 100%. I think that because they chose to go for the Minotaur, that kind of signals to them that okay, they want to go to the mid game with big ultimates and then their items, right? And their power spike. But that will not happen if you lose the early game. And the thing is, for Fredrin, as you saw, it's not RSG's fault that they lost the early stages of the game.
Yeah.
It was actually Onyx heads up play with a quick clear in the mid lane, and then you see the Matilda being very aggressive. Escalera at a certain point was super duper aggressive. Afterwards, they invaded the Rock Orsa, and we mentioned during the draft that every time that you steal a buff from your opposing jungler, it's like a compounding effect where you get EXP, but you also take away EXP from your opponents.
Not only that, but I love that it put the pressure on Demon Kai early on to use the Retribution.
Exactly.
Like those small things fell into place where it's like, okay, we can't even contest the first hurdle because it's that harder, right? And then so it just became a point where like, all right, let's just duke it out, let's just fight. And they weren't able to win that fight either, so it was a snowball effect from there. So now that makes me wonder, like RSG Philippines, what do you adjust from here, right? What do you adjust going against? Now, of course, we're going to see a side flop for the most part, right? That's kind of what we're assuming here. And the thing with that is, again, I think you don't give away the carry, or maybe you pick it up yourself, right? But let's go ahead. Speaking of the carry, let's hear from Kelra's interview here on what his thoughts are.
Kaya ako lumipat ng Onic page, parang gusto ko pa mag-explore, tsaka parang gusto ko ng ibang ambience naman. Parang ibang ka-team. Parang gusto ko makakilala pa ng iba't ibang tao. Sa tingin ko po, mas mag-improve pa po ako ngayon sa team na to. Lalo ngayon, sobrang dami ko po natututunan sa mga bago kong kampe. Tsaka sa org namin, tsaka sa mga coach.
Tama, lipat
Okay,
ka
great
para
to hear from Kelra
magkaroon ng
there,
bagong
and
motivation.
Interesting, because
Wala na eh.
not only has he
Hindi na kayo
grown up
manalo sa Smart Mega
literally
kaya
physically, over the seasons here, but like the mindset, right? Like the mindset he's talking about there in the interview. And if you guys have been following Kelra's career, you'll know what I mean by the growth he's had, right? I mean, in terms of mindset and everything else, approach, and I think this is befitting here. He's talking about Onic Philippines, these new teammates, these new coaches, the new environment, if you will. Like, how is this environment going to impact him here, Rockard?
Is this career with a K as well?
It is.
Yeah, it is.
We're spelling everything with a K.
But yeah, this guy isn't talking about individual mechanics or anything. He's looking at the big game now. He's looking at the big picture. the environment, the feel of it.
Yeah, I think for Kelra, yeah, surely we're talking about like the environment and how he can unleash his full potential. I think it's great that he went to a new team. I think that regardless what the team is, it felt like Kelra needed a new environment for him to even grow better.
Do you think this is maybe a future kind of trend we see with some of these players that call them star players, call them notable players? Do you think eventually that they have to go to a different team for more growth, or could, for example, we see a team like AP Brent stay together for the next 5-10 seasons and still grow here?
Okay, so I think my personal take on that is yes, you need to get into a new environment for you to actually grow. I think Bren is an isolated case because technically this is trust the process kind of growth for the side of Bren Esports. The reason why they grew is because they developed that. For superstar players like Kelra, for example, or Kyrie, for example, they started individually as a quote-unquote carry for
It's a
the
good
season.
case study, Kyrie.
Yeah, Kyrie needed to go to a different team, went from Blacklist to Onic.
Went to a whole different environment.
Exactly, a whole different environment. and
Country.
he grew there. He grew there, right? So I think it's a case-to-case basis where if you started solo, you gotta reinvent yourself solo as well. But if you started as a team and developed, I think you gotta stay as a team. Granted, though, I think that there will come a time where Bren Esports will eventually decide, or the players from Bren Esports will eventually decide to, lead their own team.
Yeah, that's a good take.
That's just growth.
Yeah, that is growth, and I'm sure even in cases like Kyrie, he can probably say like his new environment has helped him grow into even a better player, right? Of course, to where he is now, and that effect obviously has a rippling effects on the entire environment that he's in now, like the whole league out there, right? So interesting to see how things fall into place as we jump into draft here for game number 2. We are going to have RSG on that blue side, Onic Philippines on the red. Similar bands so far. I'm still wondering if we get to see one of these junglers get to pick up a non-utility hero, or if that's just the game plan for them here.
If you're Demon Kite, if you're King Kong, aren't you just itching to show everybody watching what you're made of? The stuff that you play on your ranked games, the ones that you really are keeping as an ace up your sleeve. I'm sure they're itching for, Coach, let me in, come on.
Let me unleash the king of the jungle.
There you go.
Right?
I'm sure. Yeah.
100%. They really wanted to pick those assassins up, and I think that for RSG, with the bans that we've seen from them, it seems like they really want to take the utility route, and I think that's fair. And for RSG, usually, there's a big chance that they pick up the Vexana first. Maybe ban Faramis actually right now. You ban Faramis and then you pick up Vexana as your first pick.
Yeah, Faramis is too good, right? I mean, maybe people forgot how good Faramis is because, not really much of contention right now with so many mid-lane heroes available.
Yeah.
But maybe you guys need a refresher course on how good that hero actually is.
I think it's funny, too, because really when you think about, Faramis in general, like Super Fritz specifically, he's one of those players that, loves to play in the mid lane, makes it work really well, but still takes early fights. That sustainability, the mobility, the nether realm, right? Like, at least in this case, you can deal with it. That's a great ban there, to take out the Vexana.
Love it.
Oh,
from G.
yeah, could have sworn they will want to pick that up first, but the CC gonna be banned out, so you open up Arlet Ruby, and I think RSG really wanted to eye for that Arlet.
Arlot is something that is just,
Or
I think
Novaria.
each and every Rome and XP right now are hoping for that.
Novaria.
It's just a highlight player.
Yep.
It's just a highlight hero.
There's the Novaria, and then you go carry Arlet, for sure. That's the answer.
So how do you shut down the carry this time around?
You go Claude immediately for RSG because that's what they missed out, right?
Love
Earlier
that.
on, Or maybe go Harith for RSG. But yeah, I think it just makes a lot of sense to go for the Claude now. Maybe take the Fredrin so that you take away the Fredrin Arlet combo. RSG likes like that combo anyways. Or maybe go entirely different route. Get the Ruby plus the Arlet immediately for RSG.
Yep. And speaking of that, Kosei here
Yep.
with the carry. So this is back in his time in a different environment that
That's
we
right.
talked about, right?
Yes.
And he has 11 unique heroes. He went 6-1 with the carry.
Okay. So
Wow.
there's the Ruby that we talked about to go with the Barretts. Makes a lot of sense. Okay.
That's good. I love this right now because they've got their front line covered with these two heroes right there. Although, again, they are missing out on maybe picking up the Claude because you kind of expect Onic to ban that, right?
Yep. And now, if you're Onic, just ban it out. It's A-okay. RSG going to be looking to ban your Novaria answers, maybe somewhere along the lines of a Faramis, actually, for RSG. We go back to that
Go
route.
back to it.
Yep. And maybe
Barat
Valentina.
sa kabak siya.
There it is.
Yep.
Okay, making sure that, it's just setting up Keller for success.
Wala
Yeah.
na bang iba?
RSG are going to be scratching their heads over that one because I don't think that's...
Asawa pala.
I think that's the only solution now. Because, I mean, Kusei is known as the Claude player. And they're
Yeah.
not protecting themselves from Kelra's wrath, basically, if they're not setting Kusei up for success.
Lesser evil here might be Brody. And, wow. Do they have an actual screenshot? Did you see that? You're holding actual screenshots of the game.
I would.
That was interesting. The first time I've seen one of those.
So they had the screenshot.
Yeah, one of the coaches was holding a screenshot of the draft game.
Ah.
Hero selection.
Wow, they're still banning out the board. Okay.
You seem surprised.
I'm just surprised because like I don't even think you really need to against the Novaria. Like I mean, yeah, it's range for range, you know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think you could have dealt with him with you already having a Ruby. Like you know what I mean?
And also Onic are like maybe they're maybe RC is just respecting Super Friends. So if you're really respecting Super Friends, you ban Valentina. Faramis is an option, but Valentina as well because it's just that good with that hero, and I think that it just makes a lot of sense with the Arlet because there's a lot of like extra crowd control that you get from that hero. Also, it denies. It actually denies some of those big light picks, like maybe a Kaja. If ever that this Ruby is gonna be considered in the EXP lane.
That's big. That's actually pretty big.
Yeah. Like that we still have the flex here available to
Lilia
them.
instead.
Lilia, that was at the top of my head because I was thinking, you know, in terms of like Super Friends, you mentioned a lot of good heroes. So now, like actually, Super Friends still has a lot of options that they could roll with, right? I know we've seen the Nana banned down a couple times. I'm not sure if they want to go with that here, but still, I think at the end of it all, it's just like, all right, let's let Kelra do the.
She picks up the Benedetta now for Nats.
That's
You go
pretty good.
Benedetta and then you go maybe just go for Clint or maybe a Brody, actually.
Yeah.
Brody Benedetta for RG would be really good.
That's it. Come on, just get it, right? I mean, Brody obviously will deal with these heroes from Onic who love to collapse into one area.
Yeah.
You want the Teresa to collapse, you want the Arlot to fight in one small area. That's why I think Onic will also love the Faramis here, maybe.
Yeah.
So that's for later.
Oh, they go Paquito anyway, instead.
All right,
There's a
Paquito.
marksman though.
Your marksman.
Bruno?
Bruno.
That's very.
Oh,
wow.
Louis.
Okay. Is this
Okay.
not? This is not in the realm of anything I was expecting.
Absolutely.
Louis Yi.
And okay.
Ano yan, Baklo?
I will say.
Little stunned here.
I will
But
say
yeah.
this. Rockhart mentioned this earlier. He's like, you know, Faramis' damage is a little surprising. Louis Yi's damage
Louis.
is surprising.
Yeah.
So Onic has their new coaches, like so Why Not is there, and then Ito Max is also there. And if you go back to season 6, the god of Luyi. If there's thought about the players who are great at Luyi, you only think about two players.
Who are those two
First
players?
is Arbs, who is no longer playing. And the second one, and the longest running Luyi god of MPL, is
As we jump into the land of Dawn, game number 2 here for match 2 of day 3. It's match point currently for Onic Philippines against RSG. Can they extend the series?
It's so funny because in the previous series of Onic, we also saw the Selena, which is also an Ito Max hero. So
He's living through them.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Let me live vicariously through you by you picking my heroes.
It's amazing. And it's funny because Super Prince is willing to use these heroes because he also thinks he can make it work. I have to respect that. You have to respect that.
Well, let's see if that ends up working out. Right? Already oh, wow.
Whoa.
That is some damage.
Damage.
Damage. It's a pretty good damage there coming in from RSG.
I wonder what they chose. I think Nats might have chosen the Assassin Emblem because that's the only reason. I remember now. The second skill of Paquito was actually buffed.
Yeah. Early game, you hit level 2, you're a walking time bomb.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's Maj actually.
You don't have to say it like that if you don't
Yeah.
want to. Well, that's
Yeah.
all right.
We all want to.
I would.
You
We
know?
all want to.
That's like that's damage with finesse.
With finesse.
Like
It's damage in Italian.
yes.
Yeah.
Damage.
Damage.
And with that, again, nothing too crazy. But I will say that both teams have kind of, they checked each other here, right?
Oh, yeah,
No one's
for
gone
sure.
down just yet. They're waiting for some of more of these level 4s to come online here. But ultimately, they're going to make their way to that turtle. But look at this. This is
Okay.
already a different start, at least in the gold lane.
It
Kaura
does.
getting bullied a little bit, but can he activate that thing we were talking about before here in the top side, though?
Huge fight, activating Turret Presence already, and here we go! The backup was so quick from Onic. RSG had no time to respond.
Oh my god. Orbital strike coming out from Onic with super fins and the diversion.
Yeah, huge diversion there. Super Friends called it in the perfect spot where you will not see it come in. Of course, they come out on top with the turtle as well.
So they come out swinging, they get the objective, they get the first blood here. This is already a great start once again for Onic Philippines. Just how they had that early game in the previous game. Oh, Nats.
Oh, this is going to be pretty massive here. Nats can't really leverage the buff on the Paquito if you're fighting especially a guy with the BOS, the Body of Smith, man.
Yeah.
Can't deal with it.
That was uncalled for from Nats actually. Shouldn't have fought. And now RSC are crumbling. They're not making the better decisions going up against Onic.
So with that, I guess one of the big things here too, having the Luyi, a hero we don't often see in quite a few leagues, right? How will this play a part here in the lead that Onic Philippines has garnered themselves? And it's nothing too crazy, but we have to talk about the ultimate available to that Luyi and help with displacement and positioning here, Wolf.
Well, they didn't set themselves up for
There it
success.
is.
There it is. There we go again. Really quick rotation on the bottom side of the map. That's a 5-man Onic stack against 4 right now from RSG, and they are struggling to push M back.
Is you go for instant kills on your enemy's gold laners. That's what. However, Nats doesn't have the flicker.
No.
So another option here that you can use for the Paquito is the split push. But also Onic have figured that out. They have diversion onto super fits. That's the Luyali's ultimate, by the way. I'm not talking about actual diversion with small D.
Yeah. And speaking of diversion, man, we were diverted here. Light did not see it coming as well. And you gotta be careful with the Escalera. He's very deadly with that final slash so far. No kills getting, but you can see the fret. It's there.
With this, the battle for the turtle, Demon Kite going to be zoned out quite a bit here.
Yeah, full vision right now. Demon Kite in no position to get this retribution at all. Look at that 2-man zone here, and they even take him down. Nat's trying to fight back, but he is being pushed as well. Look at this beautiful movement here coming in from Nats, getting something done here for RSG finally.
Hey, I'm surprised Nats even got the kill there. I thought he was gone. At least he got something, right?
Yeah.
At least RSG is now on the board But even with that, they still try to hold it together here. Guys watching online, ladies and gentlemen, grab that code while you can. We're not sure how long that's going to last, but grab it. before it's
Superstar
gone.
match giveaway.
Oh man, RSG lost Demon Kite, and because of that death, there will be a massive difference in terms of EXP. King Kong is now level 8. 2-0-1 for the Baksha means that Onic will have secured their retributions easily. And additionally, they got the turtle, so this is super duper good for Onic. I mean, eventually Super Fritz died, but he already did his job. The diversion play was there, the burst down was there. Super Fritz was actually the hero or the player that took down the turtle. So Onic are in a great spot now.
Great spot right now, still. Looking to put the pressure here on this tier
There
1.
you go. Activating Final Slash right away. Light can't really react properly here. He's going to go down. But here is a follow-up from RSG. We got RTZ on the sides, waiting in the wings, looking for a target. No one is in sight here. Escalera going to fall here. A big boon for RSG, and will be forced back by Onic. While RSG's Nats looking at the top side of the map, he's doing exactly what you said, Wolf. He's trying to leverage that Paquito.
Yep. Yeah, that's how you deal with Onic now if you're RSG. Take advantage of the Paquito split push and force out fights when you can. Don't really overthink it. And now,
Look at that.
Speaking of,
You-
like we were talking
Wow.
about earlier,
Man, Wolf is so good at predicting. He predicted the fun fact of the day.
Koshetu Max. Oh, hold on. Mid
Oh, look
lane.
at that. Oh, my goodness, Light. There's just no exit for this guy the moment Onic sinks their teeth in him. And another play coming in.
Oh, top lane.
Onic, they're not stopping. Oh, my God. That could have been bad for Nats.
yeah, and the thing is, they only sent 2 of their players there to deal with Nats.
Man, what a diversion.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, my God. What is this, Louis?
Oh,
this
man.
is why you pick this hero, right? It,
Right.
it causes chaos.
And Chaos being leveraged here as
Crusade.
well for Onic. Beautiful movement. They take out the gold laner of RSG.
Talaga si
And
Demon
the
Kite sa
damage
ganyan,
to
sa mga
actually put
utility.
Demon Kite low. Another diversion play.
Pagamitin
Nats
niya
might not
medyo,
expect this.
Ano,
Kelra is here.
assassin.
They're on the search. They're on the hunt.
Oh, they're
the
going
hunt.
for him.
Go for it,
Nats.
Nats. Oh, can he pull it off? Pull off the 2v1.
Oh, oh.
Missing out on the final slash. But
Bilis
Nats is
tumakbo.
still ready. Light finally coming in for the backup.
That was a weird final flash.
Yeah, hit
okay?
air. Yeah, but you know.
Yeah, but then again, Onic still got the turtle, and then will be marching up top.
Kelra, okay, he's going to be careful here, but so they trade things across the map for now.
Another
diversion,
one.
though.
Another one, man. Let us breathe. Man, Onic this is actually super smart, right? For Onic, they're not letting RSG have a foothold.
Yes.
They're not letting him breathe at all, literally.
Correct. That's the correct play coming out from Onic. Do not let go of the grip. You have map control anyways, and RSG is in a state of confusion, right?
Yeah.
They're shell shocked.
They're
right
diverted, man.
Yeah.
They literally are diverted.
You know?
Yep.
This
And
isn't
another
map
play.
control, man. This is map monopoly.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, what? Okay.
What?
Okay.
See, that's, you might wonder why, and
But-
so are we.
Sorry.
But
But
yeah.
they made it work.
Just want to make sure no one's, you know.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. What I like that they're doing with the diversion for Onic Philippines is they're also kind of, it's a guessing game almost. Because, again, you have to counter the fact that Nats is split pushing like a madman. He's doing literally all that Nats can right now. He's not going to join any of these fights as they try to deal with this. But Onic Philippines playing with that kit that Loyi brings to the table is to kind of counter in some of this macro level play that's happening from Navs, despite them being down 3,000 gold.
Yeah. Nats looking like the shining beacon here for RSG. Maybe their way back to claw it back.
Yeah.
Get some leverage or some control back of the map.
And RTZ as well, popping the echo. Very important because that's how you identify where Onic members are at. Kind of lessens the diversion plays, but Onic. One thing that you also have to take note about the Louis is that it deals massive damage actually.
Yeah.
There they go. They're going to the, we call it the
So nasty.
ambush.
There it is.
Ambush from the back! They hit him from the back and RTZ can't even react.
What a play.
What a play.
What a play.
That, like,
That's all you
honestly,
can say.
No, like Louis Yi brings this certain IQ to any team that decides to draft her. And if you make it work, it looks amazing. But sometimes you blunder.
Yeah.
Well, right now, Onic Philippines is not blundering with this pick, and that will garner them this Lord as well, furthering the lead that they have to work around the map. And another diversion goes to the bot lane.
Okay. Now, I think it's worth it to name bushes now.
Yeah.
And that play that they did, this where light is, that bush where light is.
What's
Me
it
and
called?
Imagine wanted to call it the ambush.
The ambush.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm so proud of you.
and it's perfect because
It was perfect.
it was perfect because of this game. It's called the ambush.
let's make that official.
Welcome
now.
to the Tito desk, by the way. If
that's
you
right.
haven't heard this trio before in the seasons past, there's a
my
lot
goodness.
of Tito jokes and dad jokes thrown around.
Yes, sir.
Shows our age. and Manjee's as
Oh,
well.
no.
Oh!
Oh.
That's
Oh, no.
can't really serve.
si Nats.
No, that's 4 members
Ang
and a
hindi na
very
mabubuhay,
basically
apat yun eh.
fully fed Kelra.
Oh man.
He hasn't shown his face in the
Pag
fight.
hindi naka-discard
That's
si
because he's so
Ginasora,
busy farming it up so
hihirapan
much. He's scary.
Oh man.
And
push
alongside,
na sila.
obviously, the burst coming in from Aloyi, who has had so many assists. How many assists does Aloyi have?
He's got 6. He's on the
6.
board. Right? Again, with
70%.
this. Yeah, with this play too, they know, like, this is the difference here with this lineup from Onic Philippines. When they have this lead here, they love to keep putting the pressure on whoever they're playing, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. This game hasn't been like the Kelra show, right? It's not that.
It's definitely
it's
not.
the entire team doing it again, figuring out what works for them, even with this lineup, as they now get ready for the base.
Oh, beautiful activation there of the final slash.
Lakas
Playing it
ng
around that
HP
turret,
ng ano.
playing it under and juggling that damage quite well. Even Escalera going to be surviving because of the immortality.
Grabe, si Jim
I would say
walang patay.
pretty well performed defense as well for RSG. I mean, they didn't lose any turrets at the very least.
That is actually a
yan
great
talaga si
defense
Jim
from
sa
RSG.
utility.
Despite a lot of explosions from Onic, they still managed to keep their turret. It's actually, you know,
Pinagmamartis man lang yan eh. Martis
look
o
at
kaya
that.
Joy.
And another fake teleport. Whew.
Another one, but Escalera this time, even with low HP, activates it, goes for the kill. And Demonkite might actually fall alongside the inhibitor turret there. Bottom side getting wailed on by Keller as well.
The attack speed.
We're seeing it. We're seeing that attack speed change
man.
being done to these marksmen.
It's just 12 minutes into this game.
That was a good choice, by the way, from Escalera to decide, you know what? I know I'm quite low, but
Yep.
I'm going to do this so that we get these turrets. And they got 2 out of that, so
Oh,
great
man.
decision there from Onic Philippines.
At 13 minutes, and actually a few seconds before that, you're already locked item if you're Kelra. And then you just sell your boots, get another one, and you're A-OK. Onic are in a very, very good spot now. They can even go for another teleport play soon.
Yeah, they don't seem to be there doesn't seem to be any hesitation at all for them,
Yeah.
right? Super Friends making these shots matter, making these diversion plays matter. And Escalera always ready to pull the trigger on the final slash, playing it on the Nats here.
Oh,
Followed up very well by RSG this time around. Escalera might be in trouble here and will be saved by the diversion play. Not really.
Oh.
No, not active at all
Wow.
here. And RSG bite back.
huge play there from RSG. It looked like Onic Philippines wanted to go for it, and RSG said no.
Yeah, great plays coming out from RSG. A great identification as well. Now they have a sort of a green light to actually take the Lord Dance.
Finally, right? After how many minutes? RSG looking like they're ready to
Gemas
fight.
flicker.
Kelra, though, on the backside. Lord, half health, less than. as
Where's
they
the
put pressure.
retribution? King Kong, he's winding it up. Fighting right now is going to be Light under that Lord pit. And Kusei on the side. Who got the retry? It's going to be King Kong.
King Kong gets the Lord, and they force him back. Conceal used as well. Escalera looking to put the pressure in. He's got the flicker available. Look at the base.
Oh, man, I think they got caught out there in a bit of a surprise, maybe. And basically, a big thank you comes out from King Kong. You know what? You put down the Lord. Thank you very much. It's mine, though.
By the way, Kelra picked up the Athena shield, sells his boots. This is a great pickup coming up from Onic.
Right now, Lord down mid lane. Diversion going to be used as well. They go for it.
Here comes Clara on the back here. Oh, beautiful pot. Oh, my goodness. This is just non-stop massacre here. The King Kong up front.
Kelra.
Damage is coming in from Kelra. Wants to finish it and goes for the jugular.
Onic Philippines looking like a super team
Super
tonight.
Dapat
As
tinalo.
they sweep the series against
Super
RSG
team na, super
Philippines.
And not only that, they have
Nice
flexed
one.
their drafting prowess. Thermis, game 1. Louis, game 2. Super Prince is having a field day today.
What a masterclass, as Wolf would usually say. This is a masterclass of how you play that hero. This should be in every single guide. That was beautiful.
It looked like there was that glimpse of hope for RSG. You know, when they made that like kind of counterplay, even the counterpunch that they had. But unfortunately, you know, when that all happened, you're talking about about 7,000 gold behind. You know, and with King Kong, like we said, this guy built a reputation on out-retching some of the best junglers in the league even last year. And so right now, you know, it's good to see Smile still on RSG here, of course. It's only week 1. They got a lot to learn and adjust from as they move forward next week. But Onic Philippines, what a performance here as a team. Everything being pulled off together. Kelra shining when he did, but the rest of the team as a whole, and also the great drafting here. Let's go ahead and throw it over on stage with Mara and Hans to hear from Onic Philippines.
Congratulations to Onic! Job well done! What a sweep! Okay, meron akong tanong. Nasaan si Ato Max?
Andito sa likod.
Ayun! May napansin kami. May Louis pick kanina, si Super Friends. Idea mo ba yon? Kasi ikaw pala ang #1 na nagpipick, Louis pick, the most for all of MPL Philippines. So, was that your idea for that Louis pick?
Hindi. Favorite hero kasi yun ni Madam, yung boss namin. Kaya nilabas namin. Para sa kanya yung Louis pick.
At bakit gana siya ngayon dun sa draft nyo or ngayon sa meta? Bakit siya yung napili?
Kasi yung mga players sobrang talented talaga nila sa pagbabasa ng mapa eh. Kaya parang naka-map hack sila. Lalo yung mga cores. Kaya sakto-sakto sa kanila yung Louis pick.
So far, kita naman natin with the level of style na ginawa nila on that one. I want to talk to another coach. Coach, why not? Parang iba yung gising ng Onic PH ngayon compared to the first day that we've seen
klaseng
you.
gising?
What's the difference with Onic PH ngayon kontra sa RSG?
Siguro isa doon yung pride talaga eh. Kumbaga medyo sugarcoat pangit performance kahapon. So kagabi pa lang gigil na silang bumawi.
That is exactly what they did. Bawi and redemption.
Ano naman yung tanong ko sa'yo?
Ito
Siyempre,
na.
may bago tayo dito. Si Coach Wynot, King Kong, Kelra. We have new addition with Eto Max.
Yep.
Paano nagbago ngayon yung Onic this season with the new addition? Sabi nga kasi nila, kayo na daw ang bagong super team.
Di po kami super team, masisipag lang kami lahat. Kaya,
Masisipag. So ano
Nag-trash talk
pinagbago
ka!
ngayon
Gusto ko yung
with the
nagtatrash
new
talk ka!
addition?
Ang bait mo ngayon ah!
super family.
Super fam! Alright, let's give a
Boss
round
A,
of
ang laki ng
applause
pinagbago.
to the new super fam, Onic Philippines! You may now take your bow and take your walk of victory!
Something a little different galing kay Boss A. I'm not used to him being so nice and, giving the family word. Pero it's nice to see it as well.
Super modest.
Supermodel.
Supermodel. Oh, supermodel. Tingnan natin kung paano nga ba to nagawa ng Onic Philippines. So we're gonna go back to our casters.
Pass.
Thank you very much, Mara and Hans, and also for Onic Philippines. Again, congratulations to them. To me, these are the makings of a super team. So, love to see it, kind of things unfold here, of course, for the lineup that they have. I think it's very exciting anytime that you get to watch a team like this that has a lot of, veterancy and new faces. But Wolf, go ahead and take us through it for this game, too.
It's Escalera, our MVP. Great conversion, obviously. His connection with Super Prince is just evolving throughout the days that they're playing, and we can see that in the previous season, and now I think it's in full fruition. And there's something interesting that the coaches opened up earlier during the interview, and it's their map control, or to translate for all of the international viewers out there. Coach Etumak said that Louis, as a hero, fits Onic PH because Onic PH's map knowledge is good enough to be called a map hack, right? So I hope that you understand. The ambush. This is
They're not actually hacked.
Not literal. Not literal.
and this is what? Take note. March 17th, Ray Ash clipped this. March 17th, we officially call it the ambush.
The ambush.
That's right. But then again, no, going back, it really fits the profile of Onic PH because sometimes superstars are super good because of their in-game knowledge, and sometimes their map knowledge, their spatial intelligence, and that definitely is present in Onic, and makes a lot of sense that was the pick for them. And they made a great play around this Lord area, then eventually just took it down. And then look at Kelra picking up the Athena shield afterwards because he was bombarded by the virus spell, and then when he saw the opening, just pop the ultimate. All business for Mr. Kelra.
Oh man, again, I love
Yeah.
to see the current meta forming. And I love the fact that we have some of this variation in these picks.
And
And
like
you
na
mentioned
guys,
earlier, we
mamaya na
got to
ulit.
see that
Next game,
glimpse
next
of
game.
the statistic
Uy.
there. Etu Max, what he brings
Pati lang
to
dumami
this
ang aking
lineup,
ano.
and how it kind of.
Kelra?
I hope to see that continually
Kelra, panalo si
evolve
Kelra.
here
Yeah.
over the course of the regular season.
po, nanonood
Because
na
this
kami,
is not a
boss.
pick or a lineup, even from game one.
Nandito
game
na kayo,
two, that you
Master.
would
Oy,
expect.
salamat.
Yeah,
Hindi,
double support
pa-in-live
plays
na
is
ako
right,
eh.
but a Louis Yi popping up
Yeah.
when Etu Max
Salamat,
isn't fielded and playing, that's not something you're expecting.
Salamat,
And
joke-joke
it
lang yun,
worked out
naman
really well
naman.
for them.
I love to see Onic like this, not completely revolving
Sa
around
FB ako
a
mag-live
superstar
pagtapos
player.
na ito. And live ko
Basically
na to.
using the knowledge
Salamat.
that a superstar player
Anthony
brings to the
Mondehar
table.
saka Ivy Joy
Get that
Kales.
in.
Kales
Again,
you?
there's a saying.
Celeste
There's an
you?
old saying. Every
What's the
super team needs a
Hey,
super
Jeb.
coach,
Yan.
right?
I have
Yeah.
not heard that saying. Well,
All right. Well, now you've heard it.
Now you did.
But
Hindi,
that's
naglalag
for
kasi yung
Onic,
stream ko kaya
the
siguro
mixture of coaches that they have. So they have
hindi na
life
recommend
coach
ni
through
YouTube.
Coach
eh,
Wynot.
tangina.
They
Ayun,
have
kasi na itong internet
they have
natin.
an analyst or
Napakatapakin paghapon.
the quiet technical coach with
Break
Coach
time
Bam.
ata ito eh.
They
They have
say,
they have boss. A,
Shout out,
no?
Hirohito.
But I guess you always have to have that coach, that ex-good player coach. For example, Coach Trevor.
Yeah.
Very important for the wins